Hey everybody, welcome to your Vinyasa practice. Let's come to a comfortable seat to start. If you want to, you can grab a strap. This is totally optional. You can also, we're going to practice a little bit of Gomukhasana Arms, which is a really good thing to just assess range of motion in the shoulders. And sometimes it's nice to have a strap to do that, but if you don't have a strap, you can also use the back of your shirt, and I'll show you how that's going to work in a minute. First, let's find that nice, upright, comfortable seated position. Always welcome to sit on a prop, a chair, or a stool, or the floor if that's comfortable for your spine. Get relaxed in your elbows. Your hands can rest on your laps. See if you can lean back a little bit in the shoulders. Press the back of the head to the space behind you. Take a nice deep breath in, grow tall. Nice long exhale, settle into your seat, relax your knees and your hips. Let's take about 3 breaths here just to arrive into our practice, bringing the awareness into the body. Maybe setting an intention for the next 30 minutes together. One more breath here. You can blink the eyes open if you like. You could also keep them closed, but we're going to take our arms out wide to the sides. Curl your fingers into the palms of your hands. Thumbs are going to be pointing up towards the ceiling. You're trying to keep your wrists and your elbows in line with your shoulders, and we're just going to rotate thumbs down towards the floor and then up towards the ceiling, maybe a little bit behind you. So you're finding this rotation by pointing the thumbs down and then rotating thumbs up and maybe a little bit back. So really what we're trying to rotate is the shoulder head in the socket. And so just notice where that feels maybe a little bit sticky, a little bit inhibited, and where it feels a little bit more free. Make sure you're still breathing here. See if you can continue to breathe in and out through your nose. So if this starts to feel burny on the shoulders, maybe even around the neck, see if you can relax your neck and your throat, but allow that burny sensation to happen in your shoulders because we are starting to fire up the muscles here, which is a good thing. Let's take a few more rotations. Let's say 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath here. And then relax those arms. Maybe roll out the head, maybe roll the head side to side, a few semicircles. Try to relax those neck muscles. And I know that the neck muscles can kind of come online when we're doing shoulder stuff. It's okay to feel a little bit of sensation, but we don't want the neck doing the majority of the work. So just becoming aware of that. So let's take that right arm up and overhead. I'm not mirroring you, so pay attention to your right. Stretch your right arm up and overhead. Bend that elbow. You can just pat the upper back with your right hand. Your left arm is going to come out to the side, your palms facing behind you. Then that elbow bends. And you can try to work your fingertips together here. Like I said, you could also use a strap. You can hold a strap in your right hand, let it dangle down into your left hand, and then you can pull those straps apart, or pulling the strap apart to find a little bit more traction through the spine. You can also hold on to the back of your shirt. You can also just make fists with your hands and press your fist into your back body. No matter how far apart they are, I want you to try and keep a nice tall spine here. Deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. Let's take 1 more breath here, nice and tall through your spine. Press the back of your head and your upper back into your hands, wherever your hands are in contact with your body. And then release those arms. You can kind of like wave out the arms, relax those shoulders. You might feel a rush of blood flow sensation coming back into the shoulders. And then second side. So left arm's going to sweep up. Make sure it is your left hand. Bend that elbow. Place the hand on the back of the head or the upper back. Your right arm, stretch it off to the right side, palms facing behind you. Then bend that elbow. And that forearm comes to the back. Now, again, you can make fists here with your hands, press those fists into your back body wherever they are. You can try to work your fingertips together and maybe find a bind, but I wouldn't force it too much here in the beginning. Or you can hold a strap on in your left hand, let it dangle down your back and catch a hold of the other end of the strap with that right hand. These are all just options. Personally, I'm just making fists with my hands and I'm pressing the fists into my back body. I'm using that to help me traction my spine. Deep breath in here. Nice long breath out. It's early, still in our shoulder work. So we're just using this as an assessment. We're not trying to find that deep, deep, deep range of motion just yet. Let's take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath here. And then release those arms, kind of wave the arms out, let that blood flow return. All right, let's come into our tabletop shape. If you're sitting on props, if you have props on your mat, just move them out of the way, tabletop. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And here, let's take a few rounds of cat and cow. So as we inhale, heart lifts, tailbone lifts. As we exhale, tuck the tailbone under, tuck the chin in. And pressing your upper back to the ceiling. Take a few rounds of cat and cow on your own. If you want to add in any other movement, anything that feels good, natural, intuitive for your spine, your torso, feel free to do that. 2 more breaths here. Good. 1 more breath. Now, if you use that strap for your Gomukhasana, you might keep that towards the top of your mat, somewhere within hand's reach, because we'll come back to that Gomukhasana grip in a little bit. So let's first set up our downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward. So your wrists are forward of your shoulders. Spread those fingers wide. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Relax your head between your biceps. Start to pedal out through the feet. Bend your knees right and left. Keep relaxing your head. Let your head hang heavy. Keep pressing the floor away with those hands. Your hands are active here. I'll take 2 more breaths in our first downward facing dog. All right, let's shift forward. Come into your high plank. We're going to take a few shoulder taps. Our right fingertips tap that left shoulder. Try not to rock those hips too much. Back to your high plank. Left fingertips tap the right shoulder. Again, you're trying to keep your hips squared to the mat. Let's keep going with that right shoulder and then left shoulder. A couple more times here. Right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. 1 more time each side. A little bit of core activation there along with our shoulder work. Let's shift forward into our high plank, tippy toes. Set your knees down, come all the way onto your belly. Feet stretched out behind you. Stretch your arms forward now. So it's like this Superman shape. Let's make our hands into fists. If you have that strap nearby, you can grab it. You can pull that strap wide. Again, you don't need the strap. It's just optional. But if you want to take it between both fists, you're keeping a nice taut strap. Kind of a narrow V shape with your arms. Take a big breath in, lift everything up. So make those fists with the hands, try to keep the arms straight. Stay here for 1 more breath, get 1 more rib cage off the ground. And then exhale back to the mat. We're going to come in and out of that a few times. So reset when you come back down to the mat, rest your forehead. Deep breath in here. On your exhale, lift up, stretch those legs up and back, stretch the arms straight forward, lift the chest. Try to keep this out of the neck. 1 more time, big breath in, lift up, and then exhale all the way back to the mat. Reset here. 1 more time like that. So whole back body is working, glutes are squeezing, hamstrings are engaged. Lift everything up. If you're using the strap between the fists, you're pulling that strap apart. Maybe a little bit more range of motion in the shoulders is happening. And then exhale all the way back to the mat. Hands walk underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under. Back of the neck nice and relaxed. Quadricep muscles engaged. Deep breath in, core engaged. Press up to your supported plank or your high plank. And then we'll lift those hips for downward facing dog. Remember, you can always take a break from your down dog and find child's pose. Let's take 3 breaths here. 2 more times, deep breath in. Nice long breath out. Last breath here. Good. Now we're going to tippy toe our way forward to the top of our mat. Let's find our first forward fold. So really let your head hang heavy here. Really lengthen out through the back of your neck. If you'd like to, you can grab your opposite elbows. You can bend your knees right and left, sway a little bit of body weight side to side. Let yourself explore that movement. Take 1 more breath here. And then let's inhale, find the halfway lift, fingertips to the shins. Lift those shoulders in line with the hips or a little bit higher. Exhale, fold back over your legs. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulder blades squeeze into the back. Core is engaged here. Exhale, forward fold. Last time here, inhale, halfway lift. And then we'll come all the way up to standing from our halfway lift. Arms can reach overhead. Exhale, arms alongside the body. Pause here. Tuck your tailbone under. Grow tall through the top of your head. Chin parallel with the floor. Take a deep breath in. Nice long breath out. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Let's move through 2 sun salutations, just our classic sun salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, high plank. With or without the knees, lower to your belly. Oh, my arms are sore. All right, let's come into low cobra or upward facing dog for our back bend. And then exhale all the way back to the mat. Tuck those toes, making your way back to high plank or supported plank. And then downward facing dog, 2 breaths. You can also, just a reminder, take that child's pose at any point in time that you need a little rest. 1 more breath wherever you are. And then from our downward facing dog, we're going to tippy toe our way forward. Make your way to the top of your mat. When you get there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, halfway lift and continue all the way up to standing. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, arms alongside your body. Let's take 1 breath here. Second round, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. So same thing we just did, moving through our classic sun salutation. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, high plank. With or without the knees, lower to your belly. Find that back bend of choice, low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, your way back, pressing up to your supported or high plank. And then downward facing dog or child's pose, 2 breaths. From your downward facing dog, we'll travel forward. Make your way into your halfway lift at the top of the mat. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift again, and then let's come all the way up to standing. We're going to add on to our salutations. So just like we did when we were seated, right arm's going to lift overhead. You're going to bend that right elbow. You're making a fist, or your hands just holding the back. Left arm out to the side, palms facing behind you. Bend that elbow, trying to wiggle those fingertips towards each other, Or again, pressing those fists into your back body. Now from here, press down into your feet, stand tall. And then exhale, we're tipping the body off to the left side. So that right elbow is trying to point up to the ceiling. A little bit more extension out of your right side body. Let's inhale, we'll come back to center. We're going to switch out those arms. So left arm's reaching high. Bend the elbow, make the fist, or hold on to the upper back. Right arm out to the right side, palms facing behind you. Bend that elbow. Wiggle that forearm to the low back. Press your hands into your back body, or maybe you are finding the bind. And if you're not, no big deal. It's okay. Deep breath in. Exhale, you're tipping your body off to the right side so that left elbow is trying to touch the ceiling. Breathing into your left side, waist, rib cage, armpit. And then let's come back to center. Release both your arms, sweep them up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands. Step back to your high plank. Shift forward, move through that vinyasa flow. Low cobra or upward facing dog. You can also always take cat and cow there. That's a really nice way to have a gentle little sun salutation. We'll meet in our downward facing dog and take 2 breaths there. Take 1 more breath in your downward facing dog. And then we're going to come into some variations of warrior 2. So let's take our right leg, lift it up and back. You can also do that from tabletop. And exhale, step your right foot forward. Spin that left foot flat. So you're making these warrior 2 legs, but you're not rising up with your upper body just yet. Your hands are going to walk off to the upper left-hand corner and beyond the mat. Okay, so you're really trying to extend the arms off of the mat towards the upper left-hand corner. Press down through your fingertips or your whole hand. Really stretch the upper body there. Stay grounded in your feet. You have warrior 2 legs here. Take 1 more breath in. Nice long breath out. Walk those hands back to inside of your right foot onto your mat. And now let's rise up to warrior 2 with our arms and our torso. Spread those arms out wide. Reach that right arm high. So we're reversing our warrior. Right arm's reaching high. Now with your left hand, take a hold of your right wrist. Keep that bend in that right knee. Warrior 2 legs. Reverse warrior arms. We're pulling the right wrist back with our left hand. Pull on your right wrist with your left hand. Deep breath in here. Nice long breath out. Arms come back out to warrior 2. Gazing forward, set those legs back into your warrior 2 stance. Nice breath out, stay with it. And we're going to windmill those hands down. Frame out the right foot, lift that left heel. So you're in this runner's lunge. Now listen, our left hand is the base. Our right arm sweeps out to the side and up towards the ceiling. We're adding a little twist here in our lunge. Right arm's reaching high, left hand is our base. From here, we're going to step back to a side plank variation. Left hand's still going to be the base. Heel toe your right foot back to the center of your mat, or take your right foot all the way back to the back of your mat, side plank. So you can have either variation. Either way, press the floor away with your left hand. Reach that right arm high. Take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, high plank. Chest, hips, forward, and facing the mat, high plank. Shift forward onto those tippy toes. Option to move through that vinyasa flow of choice. Tabletop and cat-cow also work really well. Finding your low cobra or your upward facing dog if that is what you're choosing. And then on our exhales, let's meet back in our downward facing dog or our child's pose. Let's take 2 breaths. 2 breaths. Last one here. All right, second side. So we'll inhale, sweep that left leg up and back. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Remember, we're just setting up warrior 2 feet first. Feet and legs. Now the hands are walking up and off the mat maybe to the right hand corner. See if you can press down through your fingertips, really reach through your arms, get long through your torso, but stay rooted in your feet. You have warrior 2 legs and your upper body is more or less like a downward facing dog shape here. Big breath in. Nice long breath out. Start to walk those hands back inside of that left foot onto your mat. And we'll rise up to our warrior 2 with our torso and our arms. So pause here, settle in. If you need to reset your legs, do that, and then recommit to those warrior 2 legs. Now reverse the warrior 2 arms, left arm's reaching high, right hand holds the left wrist, and you're pulling towards the back of your mat. So you're not trying to twist your spine here. You're trying to keep your chest open to the long side of your mat where your hips are facing. Commit to those warrior 2 legs and really reach back with that left arm. Deep breath in. Stay for your breath out. Just releasing the arms to warrior 2. Left arm stretching forward, right arm stretching back. Deep breath in here. And then exhaling, hands pivot forward. You're framing out your left foot. Your right heel lifts. You're in a runner's lunge. Your right hand is your base. Left arm sweeping out to the side and up towards the ceiling, twisting in your runner's lunge. Big breath in. Big breath out. Here comes that side plank variation. Heel to the left foot, maybe towards the center of your mat. You're rolling to the outer edge of your right foot. Your right hand is still your base. That's one option. You can also send that left foot back. Side plank variation, more of a full, quote unquote, full version of side plank. Wherever you are, keep pressing the floor away with that right hand. Deep breath in. And then exhale. High plank. Square those hips and shoulders to the mat. Big breath in. Exhale. If you want to take that vinyasa flow, take it, or maybe you just modify it with some cat and cow. And then we'll meet in our downward facing dog or our child's pose. Take a couple of breaths there. All right. If you are in downward facing dog, you're going to make your way all the way onto your back. So you can set those knees down, cross the ankles, roll the hips back over the feet. Make your way all the way onto your back in the center of your mat. Okay. So bridge pose variations with option for wheel pose. Let's start with our bridge. Arms down alongside the body. It's like your fingertips are trying to reach for the heel bones. Soles of your feet flat. Hips about, or feet about hip width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. It's fine to experiment with the feet. Let's take a deep breath in. Press down through your upper shoulder bones, your shoulders themselves. Lift your hips high. And then notice what happens to the feet here. A lot of times I see people's weight rock back into the heel bones, toes curling up. See if you can keep your whole foot grounded. Walk your shoulder blades in towards your spine. If you have the interlace of the fingers to the webbing, feel free to take it. Try to keep your elbows straight and the pinky edge of the hands pressing down. You can also just keep your hands flat and your arms straight, a little bit wider, like outer edges of the mat in this variation. Whatever you're taking, deep breath in, lift your hips up a little bit higher. Try not to get lazy in the glutes and the hamstrings. And then exhale, come all the way back down to the mat. Okay, second round here, same thing. Or if you want to try for wheel pose, we did a lot of prep work for the shoulders. So you might feel like, I'll give that a try today. In which case, hands come up and overhead. Fingertips are pointing towards your shoulders. Palms are trying to get flat because they're part of your base. And elbows are pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, so again, I also like to play with, like I said, I like to play with the width and the rotation of my fingertips and toes. For me, in wheel pose, I like them slightly turned out to the outer edges of the mat. If you're coming up into this, hips lift first, press a little bit into the hands, come to the top of the head, minimal body weight on the head, and then try to press your arms straight. Head lifts. I like to rock forward and backward. So I lift my heels and I kind of rock my chest forward towards my wrist and let it come back a couple of times. If you are in your second round of bridge pose, take one more breath there. And then everyone will come back out, tucking your chin in from wheel. So the back of the head and the neck come down to the mat first. Let's take a little windshield wipe with the knees side to side. So upper body resting, knees swaying side to side. All right, option for one more back bend. And remember, working from bridge pose, this is so good for the back body. Just simply pressing the hips up, practicing engaging hamstrings and glutes here, using a little bit of those back muscles as well. So, so good for you, I promise. You are not missing out on anything if you're not coming into wheel. If you do want to come into another round of wheel, again, hands overhead, fingertips pointing towards the shoulder or thereabouts. And feel free to play with that rotation. Whatever you're choosing, can you breathe? And your breath is going to be a little bit different in your back bends. It's harder to take a bigger, fuller breath, and that's okay. Just do your best. In your shape, wherever it is, whatever that looks like, can you take one more breath? Take one more moment. If you're coming out of wheel pose, you're tucking your chin in. You're trying to land on the back of your head versus the top of your head, so your neck is nice and neutral. And then release everything back to the floor as well. Those of you in bridge, let's hug those knees into the chest, rock a little bit side to side. Lengthening out through the low back, decompressing the spine a little bit. And we'll come into happy baby from here. You can reach up for those feet or the backs of the knees. Feel free to continue that rocking side to side. You can also play with straightening out through the legs. And let's take a few moments in a twist. So both legs off to your left side. Your choice what you want to do with the legs. You can keep the knees bent. You can straighten out through those legs. Either way, try to stay grounded in your right shoulder. Stretch your right arm wide off to the right side. Chest is trying to stay open towards the ceiling. Let's take about 3 breaths here. All right, unwind. We'll come back to center. Adjust those hips. Maybe bump them off to the left a little bit. And then we'll rotate the hips off to the right side, both legs off to your right. Try to stay grounded through that left shoulder. Knees can absolutely be bent. You can also try to straighten out through the legs. As long as that's not compromising your shoulder, your left shoulder, try to keep it grounded. Chest open, 3 breaths here. Nice and slow. Let's unwind out of our twist. Any last movement that you are craving, feel free to take it. And we'll settle in for a short Savasana. We'll take 1 minute and longer if you have the time, of course. Feel free to set your own timer. Relax your shoulders down your back, slightly tilt your chin in towards your chest. Deep breath in towards your nose, or through your nose rather. Exhale, open your mouth. Let it all go, let it all rest. Shavasana. If you need to move on with your day, a little bit of movement to your fingertips and toes, moving your head side to side. Stretch your arms overhead, breathe in, take a nice long stretch through your whole body. And then exhale. If you'd like to close your practice in an upright seat, you can come along with me. We'll just take a few rounds of breathing through our nose to close our practice. If you're sitting up nice and tall, lean back in the shoulders, press the back of the head to the space behind you. Deep breath in. Nice long breath out. 2 more times like that. Inhale, nice and long through the spine. Exhale, relax. Last time like that. Joining the hands together at the heart and bowing the chin into the chest. Take a moment to offer reverence and gratitude for the practice, to all of our teachers, past, present, future, to the teacher within your own heart. Namaste, yogis.